Hey, Christian Metal Group. We're here to do another great interview with one of our ministry partners. This is Isaiah Kirkpatrick with the Metal777 channel. I am Jimmy Sarles, one of the admins for the Christian Metal Group. And we have Jay over here.
Yeah, I'm one of the moderators, basically. So, yeah.
And he is full of music knowledge. So, awesome.
Right.
So Isaiah, tell us, let's start back in the beginning, kind of what's your faith journey? What does that look like for you?
So yeah, I've grown up in a Christian household, just, kind of grown up with that. I think I officially became a Christian, like got baptized when I was, I don't know, maybe 4 even.
Oh, wow.
And then, but yeah, at that point, your faith isn't really your own,
Mm-hmm.
And so as I grew older and when I reached around the age of 13, I kind of reached this point where I started reading some Christian books and watching some stuff on YouTube and started wondering like, wait, am I a Christian? Am I saved? And so, yeah, that was kind of the point where from there, after asking that question, I did a lot of praying, a lot of reading the Bible.
Cool.
And just kind of eventually came to the point where I accepted like I do want to be a Christian. This is something I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, since then it's just been following God.
That's awesome, man.
That's super beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about your metal journey. What's like the 2 big things we asked first? What's your metal journey been like?
Awesome. So my metal journey started, well, I guess I didn't really grow up with metal at all. Like I haven't. My dad listened to Petra a little bit and Red, so that's kind of the closest I got. But yeah, that's about all I heard, and I didn't really like it because to me it just sounded like noise. Like Red, especially to me, just sounded like chaotic noise as a kid. But when I was around 13, 14, in 8th grade, I discovered Shinedown and a couple other like rock bands.
Okay.
Started getting more into that. And from there, I had some friends that listened to the same kind of stuff. And as we kept kind of talking about music together, we progressively got into heavier and heavier stuff. And kind of like one-upping each other in terms of who could listen to the heaviest thing.
Nice.
And so eventually I was like bragging about listening to unblack metal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how I got into metal, just kind of through friends sharing bands. And then I discovered the Christian Metal Group somewhere along that line. And yeah, I immediately upon joining the group, by the way, I discovered a ton of bands. Like, it's crazy just being able to ask, what are some good Christian industrial metal bands? Because that's what I was into. And immediately getting like 40 responses.
Yes, like Clank and Wyrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So were your parents, did they let you listen to anything? Like, did they care about how as far as how hard it was and all that, or did they restrict you on things?
They didn't restrict me, but I think they were concerned at first.
Sure.
Yeah, like I showed them, do you guys know like Memphis May Fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the song The Sinner, I showed them the music video for that, which has him like being covered in like maggots and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, my parents are not okay with that. They weren't very happy when I showed them that.
Awesome.
But yeah, I think, they've been pretty okay with it. I wasn't really too restricted, but I was generally given the advice, like, take this stuff seriously, like take the lyrics, the message seriously.
Sure.
And, if it has, when it comes to like music I buy, if it has a pentagram on it, anything dark like that, it's not coming in the house.
Yeah.
Which luckily I haven't ever really gotten into anything dark or satanic, but
yeah.
Well, when he asked you like your music journey and you were getting heavy and heavier, what's like the first heaviest band that you really remember that just kind of blew your mind?
Horde.
Okay, nice.
Because I looked through like a list of Christian metal bands online, and it was like Striper, maybe Deliverance.
Yeah.
I think maybe even Vengeance Rising. But then I got to Horde and played like Invert the Inverted Cross. And I was like, what is this? It took me so long to get into that album.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, that kind of reminds me. It took me a while too. It was definitely an acquired taste. And at this time, the anonymous person hadn't revealed itself for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was just kind of like one of those things, like, who is this guy and what's going on? It definitely didn't spark a love for black metal for me overall or anything like that. It took Ancestor to kind of do that. But yeah, so for you, so the next step, of course, you started like a little, started doing stuff online as far as promoting music and stuff. So let's talk about that journey and what possessed you to do this.
That was because I didn't have, so the school I was going to, or I had this friend and we were talking about music. I left that school in the next year, and I think that was right around COVID started too. So I didn't really have anyone to talk with music about. And like the way I am, I get really into something when I get into something. And so I was really passionate about Christian metal.
Okay.
And yeah, I didn't have anywhere to really talk about it. So I was like, oh, start a YouTube channel. And then, yeah, it's kind of a short journey, but that's where that started.
Yeah. How long has your channel been around now?
Approaching 3 years, which is like longer than I think it has been. I always think of it as like a new thing, but yeah, it's been 3 years.
Awesome. Is that is there any other, is there a website or anything else that goes with that, or I don't know, is there do you have like playlist on Spotify, or is it just you just focus on the YouTube channel itself?
I've tried to focus on other sites. Like I have Instagram, I have Twitter, I have some other random social media accounts just scattered across the internet. I think I have like one playlist on Spotify, but yeah, I don't really, it's really all the YouTube channel mostly for me, just because that's when I'm like, I enjoy filming videos the most, and posting stuff.
So what, for those who haven't seen your channel, what's your format? What do you typically do on your channel?
So it's mostly reactions. And so it's me just kind of hearing a song for the first time and reviewing it. It's a pretty wide range of stuff.
Yeah.
Like going from deathcore, the occasional unblack metal song, to like a lot of Petra, Resurrection Band recently, which was an interesting one.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just a good range of reactions. Sometimes I'll like bring on other people, which has been very fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. So I would say, of all your videos, which one has been your most popular? And then I guess as a follow-up question, as far as viewers on the channels and stuff, like which videos get the most comments and reactions overall? Like what kind of, as far as styles of music, especially.
Yeah. So in terms of style, so I guess starting with the first question, the most popular video is one I did 2 years ago, I think, called I think it was 7 Christian metal bands you need to hear in 2021.
Okay.
And that one is currently sitting at 15,000 views, which was very surprising to me.
Nice.
And then, yeah, well, the videos I do that typically get the most engagement are reactions to either every time I do youth group reacts or react to like deathcore or something really, really heavy and crazy, that does well.
Yeah.
And then also classic metal reactions do very well as well.
Okay.
Especially Striper. Every time I do a Striper video, like I know it's immediately going to get 1,000 views.
Yeah, that's dope.
So, what are a few of your favorite classic bands?
So, it's weird because it's probably not the ones I've reacted to on the channel.
Sure.
But it's like I don't know. Would you count Savior Machine?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So Savior Machine.
In the early 90s. Yeah.
They've been around well over 20 years now. Yeah.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that's true. When I see something in the 90s, it doesn't automatically hit me as classic just because that's so much of what I listen to. But yeah, I guess that kind of would be, huh? Yeah. But yeah, probably Striper, Impellitteri, and Savior Machine.
Awesome.
Yeah. Great choices. Cool. Very cool bands for sure. Well, yeah, that's really cool. So I'm trying to think. Look, what's wild is I had a question in mind and then I forgot that one. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go with another question. Okay.
All
so
right.
have you actually had bands on it all? Have any of the bands that you've reviewed like given you feedback on what you've said about them?
I had a really weird experience with One Bad Pig recently.
Oh yeah?
Wow. So. Okay. I suddenly, I posted the video for around 6 months, nothing, it just was a normal video, got normal amount of views and everything. And then one day it suddenly got 60 views out of nowhere. And I was like, what's going on here? and then the next day it got 100, and it just kept going like dramatically. And eventually I went on Facebook and found out that one of the members had shared the video, and then another member shared the video, and then another member shared, and it was like each individual band member shared the reaction to their song over the course of like a month.
Oh wow.
And I still, some of their profiles are like private, I think, so I don't know for sure which ones of them shared what or what happened, but yeah, that was a weird experience, because all of a sudden the video got views I didn't know where it was coming from. And I think one of the members commented on the video, but other than that, I didn't receive any direct feedback from them. But yeah, a good amount of bands do give feedback on the reactions. It's kind of nerve-wracking. Like when I react to certain bands, I know they're gonna see this. And I can't be overly positive for their sake, but like I feel like I need to hit all the right points, and
I mean, you got to be honest, right?
Yeah.
So when you do, you said they comment, but have any of them direct message you about anything?
With One Bad Pig, no, but a bunch of other bands, yeah. I've had so like a lot of the smaller ones, especially like I talked quite a bit with Jordan and Dennis from Unworthy.
Okay.
Well, quite a bit might be an overstatement, but yeah, we've talked. And then trying to think, Deathless Eden, Confessions of a Traitor.
Yeah.
There's a whole list of bands. Around half of the reactions I do, I say, are because the band actually reaches out and asks, for me to check out the song.
Oh, nice. Well, that's really cool.
Really cool. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Wow, man. So as far as there have been, we were just having this discussion in our like little private group of admins and moderators about Christian music controversies. I know I'm not going to say the name of the band, but somebody posted like something about a new logo, and they were like, you want to piss off Christians or whatever, and so they know who they are, and we love them. How about that? They've actually been on here. So anyway, as far as controversies, like, what do you think about like controversial art and controversial music when it comes to Christianity overall?
That's a topic I honestly I don't feel qualified. So this is opinion. I'm not like really qualified to talk about the theology of what art's good and bad, and but I think there's a place for it, and it can be used well. Like, and there's also different levels. So I think anything that's directly satanic, even if you're disparaging it in album art, like I don't know, if you showed, I'm trying to think of what a good example would be, but yeah, even if you put a pentagram in an album art, even if it's not promoting that, I'd still say maybe that's not a great idea. But yeah, I think there can be a place for it. Like, shoot, was it a Striper album art that got banned a while ago?
To hell.
Yeah.
Well, To Hell with the Devil in the 80s came out, and they had a pentagram. It was a necklace that the demon was wearing that had a pentagram on it, and they were throwing him into hell, and they still banned it.
Yeah. So that's something I'm like, I don't know what the Bible would actually necessarily say about that specifically, but I think, I think controversial art can work sometimes, and it can also bring in other people that otherwise wouldn't be interested in Christian metal.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like there's a line somewhere,
Yeah.
And I think there's a place where you get too gory and too dark with it, where I'm not sure if it's really honoring God. That's
right.
My opinion.
It's funny. I know we've definitely had some people, and some people we've had to kick out. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I guess it's weird how some people are obsessed with like just being as extreme as possible and whatever. And it's kind of, it gets very hilarious at times, and it's like, why, like, why are you doing this? I mean, it's almost like they feel like they have to be edgy or something like that. I don't know, but it's kind of weird. But anyway,
if you don't mind, I have a question for you guys, by the way.
Go for it. Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. What is it like managing this like gigantic Facebook group? Like, there are, I think, over 40,000 people in it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
How do you manage that?
I'm gonna let Jimmy answer first.
Well, let's see. You take a theology book and a box of nails, and you throw it in a blender. I don't know. I mean, it's so we have moderators literally from around the world. So that's one of the keys. They're all believers and they're in different time zones. So they all help manage things, when others are asleep type of thing. But we have a set of rules, and if somebody breaks those rules, the post gets deleted to start with. If there's something we're not sure about, we have a chat where we go in and we say, hey, what do you think about this? Do we need to create a new rule? So, there's a lot of discussion, but what's really cool about it is we've really created a brotherhood. We pray for each other. We've helped each other financially and stuff like that too. But as far as managing it, I mean, I don't know. We have to, definitely have to ban some people that are just there. I mean, there's atheists in the group, and there's all kinds of different religions, from Catholics to Mormons to, there's all kinds of people that like metal. And some of them will join a group just to post a satanic song, and we ban them right away. But others, if they're nice, we don't just outright ban them. But some of them, they just want to argue about everything and just cause drama. And so that's all discussed back there. I don't know, Jay, what's your point of view?
So post approval is our friend.
Sure. Yes.
We have quite a few people on post approval. And I think whenever somebody shows that they need some monitoring, we definitely put them on post approval so that stuff doesn't get through that's too crazy, like right off. But I'll say that it's a labor of love, and it's definitely time consuming. But because it's a labor of love, I think it makes it like just kind of worth it or whatever. I think that when the administrators decided to bring on a bunch of moderators, it was definitely a wise decision. They kind of like picked the first, maybe 15 people that answered, and some of those people have filtered out, because of various reasons, and then a few more have joined. It's become a lot more diverse, especially with people around the world and the time zones, as Jimmy has already said. But it's a really cool group, and it's definitely a brotherhood. But yeah, you have to love Christianity and love metal to be a part of the mod men team, because it definitely helps, because a lot of times it may just be something as simple as we see a post in the group and we come to each other like, is this a Christian band? Or if somebody posts something controversial theologically, say, I'm not going to maybe name any denomination, but let's just say the denomination that may emphasize a certain thing that's unique to their denomination, so they might post that, and we're like, okay, is this going to go over, or is it appropriate for the group? Many times that answer is no. And I think the biggest thing is that the posts have to be Christian and metal related. So yeah, so
absolutely,
we ask ourselves those questions every time. Is it Christian? Is it metal? Because so many people want to post Switchfoot.
Yeah.
So many people want to post let's just say Mormon beliefs, let's just say Joseph Smith with a guitar or something. Something that's like, what does this have to do with anything? It definitely doesn't have to do with Christianity. So
yeah, we really, I tell you, one thing that's helped us is, and there's always gray areas, but getting specific with the rules on what's allowed and what's not, specific bans, and a lot of the moderators, one too that's very helpful to the group, is they will directly contact bands and say, hey, what are your beliefs? Are you a Christian? And so, that's been very helpful, because some of them are like, no, man, we're no way, or whatever. So we keep each other in check. I've posted stuff on accident, or something I thought that was okay, and it wasn't, and it gets deleted, and they're like, hey, okay, yeah, that's fine, So it's really takes a team to be honest, but and we don't ever want it to be a part-time job for somebody.
Yeah.
So when you're on Facebook and you're in the group, then you help out where you can, type of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you just have to be perpetually online, or
no?
Yeah, okay.
Everybody's a little bit different. On my desktop, I just leave it up. Because I'm the only one that uses it, so I just always leave it up. I do have it on my phone, but I don't I don't check Facebook on my phone. I don't know. I just I have my Facebook Messenger, but I do everything
Yeah.
on the desktop. So everybody's different in the way they do that. So, but no, you
I'm
don't. Yeah, there's no way. That's why there's multiple people because there's no way you could do it. You would have to perpetually be online.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so my situation is interesting because like I only do music, so that means a lot of times I may be here at this church actually, and sometimes we'll have breaks, and I might be like a little bored, so I'll check Facebook at that time, and usually something's going on in the chat. That's probably the first place I check when I go to Facebook. It's like or Messenger is the chat, and I get a lot of notifications, of course, so I'll do that. But sometimes I might even be on another gig or taking a break or whatever, so. I'm probably because of that, and then also like in my downtime, like right now is my downtime. So, I'm just kind of chilling right now, which is kind of surprising this early. But yeah, I'm chilling. So, we do interviews or roll Facebook or whatever. I'm just out of curiosity, I just pulled up my phone. This is a miracle. I don't see much going on right now in the mod chat, but yeah, usually I have a few notifications when I pick up my phone.
Yes.
Dang. That's fascinating.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. Isaiah, do you play any instruments?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I'd want to I'd want to say yes, but yeah. Honestly, I just haven't put in the time to learn anything.
Yeah.
Yes, it's late.
And also, I was going to ask, is there a music scene in your city, in your area?
Yeah, that's a good
There definitely seems to be. I'm not super plugged into it, but I know, I follow a good number of local bands. And actually, someone came through the drive-through a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And they had I think a logo shirt. And I was like, oh, what band is that? And it turns out it was their band.
Ah,
So I found another local band that way.
nice.
But yeah, there's a good number of especially deathcore, metalcore around here.
Mm.
So I know a lot of bands play at the Chain Reaction, which is like a nearby venue that's got a long history. But yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. I was thinking about any just Christian bands in your area for sure. Yeah. Trying to think like as far as you saying there's a music scene. What about churches there? And are they kind of welcoming to any Christian rock or whatever? How about your church? And then also just churches overall.
So my church is surprisingly I'd say it's pretty welcoming, actually. There's kind of a line there, I think knowing my pastor, I don't think he really gets metal. I think that goes for most people in the church, but it's not really ever been an issue.
They would be okay with Skillet playing, but not Horde.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I can go into church with a Skillet shirt or some Skillet, like a Skillet hat, something.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go in with mortification stuff on, that's not going to go well.
Oh man, yeah, I feel you. That's wild. Yeah, I've worn all kind of shirts in here. Everybody else wears suits. I'm like the one minister in here that I'll probably usually wear.
Jay's got to be the oddball out.
Yeah, I am the oddball. Yes, for sure.
Hey, but they still love you, right?
Yeah, thank God, man. Because I was just talking to Lloyd Harp yesterday. We talked about that a little bit. That's of course that's another subject, but dude, it's cool, to see these intersections with Christians and rock and churches. But yeah, I do know that so many churches are apprehensive. To this day, and we were even recalling. I was talking about just the articles that used to come out. There was so many articles from Christians trying to expose Christian rock and metal bands.
Yeah,
really
using Striper of backmasking and all these other bands. I mean, it's some funny stuff.
I found one of those websites when I was in college, and it just made me want to throw my computer. Man, it was talking about DC talk. Like Jesus is just all right with me. Well, if he was just all right, you ain't a Christian. He would be everything. And
it was just that's so funny. I remember seeing an article like that, man. So we probably
of course Striper and all that kind of stuff too. But
yeah.
Well, so let's talk about concerts that you've actually attended, what have been some of your favorite shows you've seen?
So by far Disciple. I think like that's the standout one to me. They are amazing live. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Have any of you guys seen Disciple live?
I have, yeah.
Only maybe 15 times.
Oh well, see there we go. You both probably seen them more than me. I've seen
Yeah,
them.
awesome.
Not recently, but yeah, actually the drummer, their current drummer, lives about 30 minutes from me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, out here in SoCal, they've only come once in the past couple years. And so I saw them in 2019
Okay.
and they haven't come back since. But not even for Winter Jam, by the way, because Winter Jam skipped
Oh.
California. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So unfortunately, I haven't been able to see them live since. But yeah, that was a really special concert for me too. It was like, it made me realize just how genuinely down to earth and just
Sure.
what's the word I would use? I guess like
Authentic.
genuine about authentic about their faith they are.
Yeah.
Like they definitely mean what they say.
Yeah, no, I mean, Kevin, when I seen him back in the day, Kevin, he's always a great showman. Like he puts on such a great show. But and he would I mean, I've seen him give altar calls and stuff. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I actually booked them one time for a mission trip fundraiser. I forgot.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah. Nice guys. Yeah, I used to book and promote shows back in my college days. That was one of them I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super cool.
Nice. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, what's your favorite thing about being a Christian?
That's a fun one. I feel like I can't give a wrong answer, even though this is an open-ended question. But like, I guess broadly speaking, I mean, obviously, having a relationship with God.
Yeah.
Then more specifically, I guess lately, one thing I've been really realizing the importance of is prayer. Just like that ability to talk to God is really amazing that we have that.
Sure.
That we can actually talk to God and like he'll listen, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know you told me earlier you recently graduated high school. So what are you going to do with your life? Where are you going to go?
I'm going to college.
Okay.
This next year, and then my goal is to become an accountant.
An accountant. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I purposely picked what seemed like the most like honestly boring job.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
You know, there's a lot of metal bands and stuff that can use accountants. Honestly,
Hey,
exactly,
absolutely, man. That would be a fun niche to get into for sure.
Yeah, I've been on both of us. Me and Jimmy have been on the financial side of music business in some way.
Oh, interesting.
It's very interesting to see what goes on, even with like dealing with churches.
Yeah,
sure. But but it's like, thankfully, it's been mostly positive. But there's just people that perish because of lack of knowledge. Let's just put it like that.
Go read who's Mark Solomon's from Stavesacre.
Yes, yeah, his book. Yeah,
he talks about not getting paid at some churches and going through some rough times. I remember this pastor from Louisiana. I don't know if you ever heard Jesse Duplantis, but he talks about he go around preaching and he said they pay me with a Dr. Pepper. He's like, I can't put gas in my car with a Dr. Pepper. Anyways,
crazy. Yeah, but no, accountants are cool. I mean, obviously, do whatever. But yeah, I'm just saying we actually do. Yeah. We can use more people just on the business side overall.
That's honest.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's something.
I think that's what you were getting at, right?
Yeah. Oh, that too. Yeah. Just honesty and just just knowing what to do and how to do it for sure. But
are you staying in SoCal for college?
Yeah. So luckily, well, my parents said basically was, if you're going to college and you're paying for college, you can stay at home. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'll be like, commuting back and forth.
Nice.
All right. You decided to college?
Yeah. Cal Poly Pomona. I don't know if you guys would have heard of that.
Okay. No.
It's a local, I guess you'd call it, shoot, what's the term I'm thinking of? Not a UC, a Cal State. It's Cal State.
Huh. Awesome.
Very cool. I love it. Yay. Okay. I was looking at Jimmy. Just said no. We have like 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know whether to like mention. I feel weird like acknowledging the fact that there are messages on there, but yeah.
Yeah, that's all good.
Uh,
Yeah, got anything else, Jay?
I think you know. I think that's it. I think we covered a lot of ground in a almost record amount of time.
Yeah. So where do you see the channel and your YouTube channel in another like 2 years? You're in college, you're still making videos. What do you see as the future of that?
So I'd really love to sort of expand what I'm doing with it. So reactions are great and all, but I think just the more and more I can bring on other people and bands and hopefully I don't know, really create content that I see that's kind of lacking with Christian metal, especially.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't know if you guys watch any other metal YouTubers.
I've seen
There's
this
like
from time to time.
there's like Nick Nocturnal. I don't know if you guys heard of him, or like Jared Dines is probably the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they do a lot of content just in the metal world that just doesn't exist in Christian metal.
Wow.
And so I'd want to, just kind of expand what I'm doing and maybe reach a different group of people that Christian metal is currently not reaching. So
yeah, fill that niche, man. Somebody needs to do it. That's awesome.
It's so necessary. So yeah, here's a question, and we like to ask this one for sure. How can we support you, like as a group, as an organization, maybe just the people in the group?
that feels like an intimidating question to answer, but I guess I don't want to be like self-promoting in this, but
that's what we're asking.
Yeah, so you can follow me on all the social media sites, and yeah, I want to continue being an active part of the Christian metal group community. So yeah.
Well, we're gonna get this video. We're gonna post it everywhere, and hopefully get you some more followers. And you do the same for us, man. Love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Right. God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you. Have a great day, man.
Thank you. You guys as well.
Take care.